Hi, I'm Anna Huthmaker from Huthmaker Violins. And when I was in grad school, I lived in Arizona, and I had an opportunity to play with the Sun City Symphony. I don't know if you know what Sun City is, but it is actually a retirement city. They have them in California and Arizona and Florida. They have like theaters and restaurants, and it's a city, but you have to be retired to live there. And in Arizona, they actually also have a symphony. So I got to go play in this symphony, and it was really cool because it was a community symphony, but it was full of retired, like New York Philharmonic musicians and Philadelphia Symphony musicians, and so the level was really high. And one day during rehearsal, I looked down in the cello section, and I noticed this little old man just playing the mess out of the cello, and I knew he had to just be somebody. So during rehearsal, or during the break, I went and sat down next to him, and I introduced myself, and I said, "I just have to tell you, you just play beautifully." And he said, "Thank you very much." He said, "I've been playing for over 30 years. I started in my 50s. And it was at that moment that I learned two things. The first thing I learned is they're right. It's never too late. You're never too old to learn to play a musical instrument. And the second thing I learned was those years add up. 30 years is 30 years. You could start in your 50s and still end up being a killer musician. Well, I have to tell you, at Huthmaker Violins, you would be shocked at the amount of adults that come in literally daily and say, "I wish I could play the violin. I always wanted to play the viola." It's just this ongoing theme that we hear. So today, if you are one of those people, I'm going to give you 3 things to do. And these are the only 3 things that are standing between you having the dream of playing and you actually playing. Now, the first thing I want you to do is to rent an instrument. All right, so there's this saying that the difference between a dream and a reality is setting a date. In your case, the difference between a dream and a reality is getting an instrument. But I do want you to rent. I don't want you to go out and buy an instrument, because adults especially, there is very often they'll start playing and they'll play for a few months and they'll come in and they'll say, "I'm really enjoying this, but my heart is being pulled to the viola instead of the violin, or the cello instead of the violin." So don't lock yourself into an instrument by buying. Go ahead and rent one, because all you're doing is dipping your toes in and trying it out. The second thing I want you to do then is to get a teacher. Now, I want you, though, not to get just any teacher. I want you to get one that has some experience teaching adults. We adults, we have a couple of special needs. And the first thing is that we can't usually practice 2 or 3 hours a day. We have lives, we have jobs, we have families, we have mortgages. Some weeks we might be able to practice an hour, the next week maybe 2. You never know. A teacher that's used to that, they will manage their expectations along with our reality. So the way to find that teacher, also the second thing you've got to know about adults, we are really hard on ourselves. Even though we've never done something, we think that as soon as we start, we should be really good at it. We shouldn't make mistakes, we shouldn't sound screechy, and so we are really hard on ourselves. We are very demanding, and a teacher that's used to that, they know how to talk us down off the ledge when we get all up in our head, which we're all bound to do. So once you've got your instrument, you've got your teacher. One more thing about that teacher business. If you don't know where to start, you can start with your local music store. Call them and ask if they have a list of teachers. If you don't have a local music store, start with your high school music program, your orchestra directors. You can look them up online and you can email them, and very often they have lists of local teachers. They can help you out. Now that you have an instrument and a teacher, the last thing you're going to do is a simple Google search, and you're going to find the amazing amount of resources that are out there for adult amateurs. There are orchestras, there are summer music camps, there are 3-day workshops, there's Facebook groups, there's all kind of support. Here at Huthmaker Violins, my mom actually started the Main Street Symphony years ago. She did that for exactly us, for exactly you. It's for adults that either maybe they played for a few years in elementary school and then didn't touch it for 40 years, or they were in their 50s and they wanted to learn to play. So she started the Main Street Symphony, and there are symphonies just like that all over the place. So all you gotta do is do a little search and find some people that are like-minded and want to play music with you. The last thing I want to say, this is kind of a little bonus. We're in the middle of a government shutdown, and here at Huthmaker Violins, we've been talking, we would like to do something for furloughed government employees. Well, we can't pay your mortgage, we can't pay your car payment, but if you're one of the people I'm talking to and you want to play the violin, we can do that. If you are a furloughed government employee right now, come see us. We will provide you with 2 months violin rental, no charge, absolutely no obligation. There is actually one obligation. you have to open the case and you have to try it. So you can come in anytime, fill out a contract, you don't give us any money, and we'll take care of that for you so that, in the middle of all this craziness and the stress of being furloughed, maybe we can help you make some lemonade out of lemons. I hope that if you were motivated to try an instrument, that you'll run out and you'll get one. After all, this world needs more music. If you found this helpful, I do love those thumbs up, but really I want you to share it with other adults that you know, adults that maybe are looking for a hobby or always wanted to learn to play. Maybe this is just the thing they need to get started. Thank you so much. I'm Anna Huthmaker from Huthmaker Violins, and I appreciate you listening.